Welcome back to the Rashawn Franklin Show. Another great exercise for Super Bowl week. Got our colors on. Bear down, baby. I guess we got two Ravens fans now, which I don't know how I feel about. It's going to be the top 5 Super Bowl games since the 2000s. There's been some great games over the past 25 years, man.
There's been a lot of ones.
Man, they do a great job of these players once they get to the game, giving their all, and you see it in the product. Em, you want to start off?
Sure, I get it started. I'll do 5-1. I know Keith gonna have this one, but it's gonna be much higher on his list. So I got the 2013 Super Bowl Ravens 49ers when we had Colin Kaepernick, Frank Gore, and all of them fellas. They started the game, they were pretty much dominating us. Then all of a sudden the lights went off. Well, what was it, about a half hour? Lights went off. And then we just roared back. That old read option with Cap and Frank Gore. He was kissing his biceps in the end zone. Had the ball, marched right down the field, and we were at Jim Harbaugh timeout. When he was about to run that QB draw, it was wide open for him. I don't know why Jim took that timeout. I don't know why he took that timeout. And then we couldn't punch it in from a couple yards out. Greg Roman decided, with the game on the line, not to give the ball to Frank Gore or have Kaepernick try to run it in, but to try to go in the back end zone to Michael Crabtree a bunch of times, and we know how that ended. So, phenomenal comeback that almost resulted in a Super Bowl win for us, but we did not deliver. Let's see. And then I went to 2008. I'm going with the Tyreek helmet catch. The Giants versus the undefeated Patriots at the time. I remember coming into that when they asked Tom Brady about the Giants holding him under 30, and he laughed. And he ended up paying dearly for that one. They ended up losing that one. Was it 17-14? Yep, 17-14.
17-14. Yep.
If it wasn't for that where he spun around in the pocket, Eli Manning closed his eyes, clutched the lucky rabbit foot in his back pocket, and then threw the ball up in the middle of the field, and Tyreek caught it on his helmet. I've never seen a play like that before. Never seen another one after. That was pretty simple. Ball game. They could have been undefeated, but the defense let them down there on that final drive. Third, I'm going with Pittsburgh, Arizona. That one where it went down to the wire with Big Ben. Duking it out with Kurt Warner. So you had two Hall of Fame quarterbacks going at it. 27-23, last minute touchdown back of the end zone, thrown by Big Ben. Then my number 2, I'm going way back. I'm going to 2004, the Pats versus the Panthers. And that was the Tom Brady.
Good one.
When they had Julius Peppers when he was doing his thing.
Ooh.
And they had Jake Delhomme. That joint was fire.
Was crazy. That was
Went
crazy.
Down to the end. Your boy icing people at the end per usual. And he was 20 years doing that shit after that. And then my top one is the one that started the birth of the dynasty, the 2002 Pats Rams, where it was Tom Brady, unknown, off of the bench, led them boys to the Super Bowl, going against the greatest show on turf. Everybody thought they was about to lose. Give Bill Belichick, which we'll get into later. He held them to 17 points, the greatest show on turf. And then Tom Brady, at that point, he was more of the game manager at that point. Kept him in position to win. Adam Vinatieri, greatest kicker ever, comes through, ices the game. One of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl history. So that would be my number 1, Super Bowl 1 through 5.
I remember exactly where I was when that one happened. I wonder what the spread was on that one, because the entire world thought the Rams were going to win that, and Tom became Tom. The only guys I think that have that, what you talking about, that killer, is Pat.
Pat got it.
And my guy got some of that, dog. He does, bro. If he didn't, I wouldn't say it. We'll move on. we'll move on. But he got some of that killer though. All right.
I like
So
your boy. I like your boy. I like your boy. He can play. Well, man.
he got some killer, bro. He got some like, all right. Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna go next. My number 5 is Super Bowl 39, New England versus the Eagles. This Super Bowl was 2005. It was everything in one Super Bowl. It was T.O. coming back from the injury. It was Tom. It was Donovan McNabb, like Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. Oh, man, like we don't have the star power to this year like we did then. That is a star-filled Super Bowl that I wish we had every year. You know what I mean? Like it. The storylines, the game was incredible. Pats won by 3, 24-21. Just an incredible Super Bowl. And the only time we've seen T.O. in the my 4 was Rams Titans in 2000. Greatest show on turf. They just, were a time in the sports history. And that game was incredible. The Titans almost came back and won that, which speaks to like how offenses, if you're a strictly offensive team, you struggle to close these games. They couldn't beat the Patriots the next time, and they almost lost then. But they ended up pulling that one out. But you need some defense in order to really win Super Bowls. My number 3 is right. What your number 3 is Arizona Pittsburgh Super Bowl 43 in 2009. That was incredible. I remember the James Harrison pick when he ran it back right before half for the touchdown. That Super Bowl had a lot of twists and turns. Incredible, incredible Super Bowl. My number 2 is Super Bowl 49, Seahawks and Patriots Part 1. That was amazing. Oh my God. I just remember watching the NFL films when they threw the ball on the goal line and the scream that Pete Carroll let off when Malcolm Butler picked that. It was like my God. It was like he had seen a car crash or somebody die. I implore, if you hear that, go back and watch that screen. It's like it's chilling. But that was an incredible game. The Seahawks should have won. Run the ball, dog. Run the ball, dog. On the one. When you on the one, run the ball. And my number 1 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 51, the Kyle Shanahan special, Atlanta, New England. What was it? 28-3.
They was whooping their ass. I think you're right. It was like 20. It was over 21 points. It was something
20,
obscene.
24-3, something like that.
I think it was 28-3.
28-3 in the third quarter. And Tom willed them back. He shouldn't have been Super Bowl MVP. It should have been James White. If you want to go back and watch the highlights of that game, James White, the scat back, help Tom will them back into that game. That was an incredible, incredible game. Shout out to Tom for finishing that. That's got to be the best game he's ever played in, and it's the sweetest Super Bowl they've ever gotten. And we'll talk about Bill Belichick a little bit later, but to keep them calm enough to come back and win that speaks a lot about him. Yeah. So that's my number 1 Super Bowl 51. What you got, Big Key?
Number 5, I got Super Bowl 49, Seahawks versus Pats. I just remember the lead up to that game, Marshawn Lynch interviewing with Deion Sanders. That interview is just hilarious. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like it's just the whole build up to it was hilarious. The game was also good. Like Sean said, run the ball, especially if you got Marshawn Lynch. It's insane. Number 4, I hate I have this on the list, but I'm just trying to be fair. Super Bowl 43, Cardinals versus Steelers. Yeah, amazing game. They were going blow for blow. Like Sean said, it was two Hall of Fame quarterbacks going at it. The James Harrison interception when he grabs it and goes almost 100 yards, jumps over somebody. Like, yeah. I remember standing up like, oh! Even though I don't like the Steelers. Number 3, Super Bowl 58. I have KC versus San Francisco. I believe this is Pat Mahomes' was it his first or second ring? I think it was
That was his first one.
Oh, if it was his first one, yeah, okay.
He knows. He would know.
Yeah. Amazing game. Pat became Pat that game. Man. Saw a lot of Tom Brady in him during that game. I was happy for him to get his first ring. Thought it was a great game. Number 2, I have Super Bowl 51, Pats versus Falcons. We all know what happened, 28-3. It seemed like a game you were going to turn off pretty early and just, chat it up with your friends, but they came all the way back. It made it an amazing game. Y'all already know who I got number 1. Super Bowl 47. Ravens versus San Fran. That was a good game too. Jacoby Jones with the kickback return, the lights going off, 2 brothers who are head coaches playing, battling it out.
Ray with the deer antler spray. You remember that?
Ray with the torn tricep.
Yeah, but he had the. You remember the spray?
It was his last hurrah. He looked like a scrub low-key when he was playing.
For sure, he did.
He was.
Shout out to Ray.
He was good.
He's also playing with torn triceps, but yeah, he was on his last leg on that mug. Black History Month. Shout out to Cap.
Shout out to Cap.
Yeah. That's my number 1. Just because of the theatrics too. Flack getting one. He kind of solidified himself as a franchise QB. There was a lot of questions around that. It's my top 5, man.
I gotta ask you, now that we done with the top 5, man, y'all been in the shit a lot this past 25 years. And
y'all like the Buffalo Bills of the 2000s.
It's not that bad because it's the Buffalo was in like a.
It was like in a small window. Yeah, this has been kind of spread out over time. Yeah, the Jim Harbaugh one was heartbreaking. We had that one, and then like a bunch of Kyle Shanahan specials. He's been doing it since Atlanta, up big, and can't figure out a way to bring it home. Like you said, the first one for Mahomes. I don't know why he does it every time. He gets up and then he's like, you know what? Everybody thinks I'm going to run. So I'm going to outsmart you guys. I'm going to start throwing. And then that shit bites him every time. And you think he would learn and be like, all right, this time I'm going to run. I'm going to run to win the game. Nope. And then it happens again. He's up in the second half and he starts throwing. I've never seen somebody be unable to learn from the same mistake in front of the world. You make the same mistake in front of the world and then you keep repeating it. It's almost like you're not acknowledging that it's a mistake. You think it's just bad luck and that you're not responsible for those meltdowns.
It sucks. It speaks. I know you don't probably want to hear this, but it speaks to, you having a good organization that can get y'all back, regroup and get you back. Cause, I didn't for a while. We didn't have the infrastructure to do anything. And now it seems like they've finally gotten that right. Y'all have had it right since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So I know you don't have a chip to show for it, but I mean, I guess that's some type of comfort, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be able to piece it back together. I mean, it gives you confidence. Gives you confidence that the team will be able to put it together. Like you said, it's been with whole different operations. One with Jim and Trent Baalke, and then now with Kyle and John Lynch. Hopefully, they'll be able to put it together and close one. I believe they've got 1 or 2 years to do it. Hopefully, they can do it within that span. And then if not, like you said, they have the infrastructure to be able to say, okay, well, we've given you guys every chance imaginable. So we'll look for the next hot coach and then we'll go from there. So I don't know. It's kind of like, what would you rather have? 1 Super Bowl and then be bad, or constantly coming close? I'd rather have the Super Bowl be bad, but
I agree. The 49er fans the one that kind of it damn near went viral on TikTok. Like it was like 20K people viewed it. They were saying they basically got PTSD from Tom Sula, Mike Singh, that situation, those situations. And they're like, Kyle's good. We can't go back to that. But that's not how you feel. And I feel you. I think that it's a different era. now. Jim Tom Sula was a terrible hire. I think you only make those once a generations. But
Yeah.
you saw them talking though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I mean, okay, don't hire a coach who's gonna make rap disses against his star player.
That's crazy.
So, if his idea of getting through to you is to write a rap diss and then spit the bars in front of the whole squad, like don't hire that guy, or he's gonna pull his pants down in the middle. Yeah, your guy, Mike Singh, the 85 Bears, pull his pants down at halftime. Don't hire those type of candidates. Jim Tom Sula, like, don't. You had Vic Fangio on the staff. Why wouldn't you just hire Vic Fangio if you're going to fire? That one was wild, too. So, like, you don't have to hire unqualified, terrible people. You can conduct a search and then go get a qualified guy. Your organization is not like a laughing stock like it was at that time, where you would be like, well, who's going to come to us? You don't really have that stink on you anymore. Kyle cleaned all that up. So you'll be able to get a guy. Like it doesn't mean fire Kyle, hire Chip Kelly. Like it doesn't mean that has to be the order of commands after that. So
Out of all of us, I guess we got 2 Ravens fans, a Niners fan, and a Bears fan. Who gets the next Super Bowl out of all of us? The first one out of all of us. Next.
well, I guess it would be the second.
Second for them.
Yeah.
But who wins next?
I'm going with us, man.
I think
You
we're
stick-
all going to go with our respective teams.
Yeah, I guess that was a silly question. But
I mean, like, I was gonna say we've had, like you said, we've had that established success of where we're in there. We're getting there. We're in a lot of these games over the past 20 years. So I believe eventually, like, I mean, how many you can't lose them all. Eventually, y'all gotta stumble into a W at one of these times.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's my squad, so that's why I just feel like it. So Bears.
I mean, you could say if Lamar didn't get hurt this season, where would they be now? I'm just saying.
with
I
us.
don't. I mean, I'm not saying they'd be in the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
Hey,
that.
look at that. I don't even got to say anything.
But
I mean,
how many games did he miss? Like 4 or 5 games?
he misses games like every year.
Oh, that's fair, but I'm just saying. They had a great season this year. They had a good season this year, and you missing your best player. I mean, that hurt a lot.
The best player in the league.
Stop.
Come on,
Stop.
man.
Top 5.
Come on, man. He's probably the most talented person in the league. He's not the best though. That's the boogeyman.
When a team's missing their most talented player, it's hard.
You think Jesse Minter can win out Super Bowl? I mean, definitely not the first year, I would say, but
Yeah, I would
maybe
assume
second.
no. The first year.
What
You
they
hired
did,
my guy, our offensive coordinator, which is I don't know. But go ahead. Sorry.
they did exactly what I asked as far as like going young. But I can't sit here and criticize the moves that they made when I initially said on past episodes. I just want them to hire young people. They hired some nerds that know the X's and O's. So I think that eventually we will make it there. Some people criticize the moves, but I mean, Sean McVay had to get hired at one time, and someone had to take a leap of faith on him. I think we're just doubling down on that. And I mean, it can go really bad or really good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. All right. That's it for this exercise. Enjoy the Super Bowl this week. We'll see who wins.